everyone, and welcome back to another Sims 3 speed build. So today we are working on a house that I called Long Island, mostly just because it's on the street, Long Island, on from the challenge from the ground up series. That is the street that I'm putting it on. So that's kind of where I came up with the name. I apparently did not write down the size of the lot, so I have no idea. I think it's probably around the 20 by 30 size, but I'm not really sure. It's in the center of the world. This is going to be one of the family homes for the challenge. It will cost your sim approximately 109,000 simoleons, and unfurnished will cost you approximately 60,000 simoleons. So kind of in the middle. I think the house turned out pretty neat. I don't really remember it. I built this probably 2 weeks ago. I was kind of going through a building spree. I ended up building, I believe, 3 houses. So I did that luxury home, and then I did the starter home, and then I went and I did this family home here. And now I have a series that I'm doing that is a Build With Me series, and it's going to be another home for the challenge. So that is underway. I just got done recording the second part on the same day that I am recording this video here. So I probably, by the time this gets uploaded, probably already have that video uploaded already. So not really news to you since it'll already be up. But this house, I can't remember how long it took me. Probably 4 hours, I think. It is sped up a little bit just so it wasn't over 30 minutes because I'm a very slow builder, and trying to get my builds to be to be short, it just doesn't happen. I furnished the whole house. That's pretty much where the length goes, is basically in the furnishing. It doesn't take me very long to do the building portion itself. I probably had this house built with the siding, windows, and probably landscaping, probably all done in an hour. The rest of the time I spend furnishing all the colors and picking and choosing. I mean, I'm slow in Sims 4 too, so it's not just create a style that slows me down. It's just the fact of building. So I pretty much skipped the layout in the house, mostly because I had no idea how to do it. I ended up using the I think they're L-shaped stairs. They're store content. I think these stairs, I got them from the old mill set. I believe that is the name of it. It's something or another, the old mill. When you go to download it, I will have a link on the page where you download that will tell you, or take you straight to the page for you to get it if you would like. Because if you don't have the stairs, I have no idea what the game does in that case, to be honest. None at all. I don't know if it'll replace it with a different pair of stairs. I don't know what it'll do at all. If you know what will happen if you don't have the store content stairs, if you know, or even say custom content, say you have custom content stairs and or somebody has it, somebody else, and you don't, and you download it, what happens? Does the game just throw in a set of stairs because of the whole wall issue thing? I would think it'd be a problem. Or are they just not there? I would almost think that they were not there just because it would, run into problems with running into walls and doors and things like that. So, but anyway, if you know, go ahead and leave that in the comments below. That way we all know what happens, because I have no idea. So anyway, just my usual finishing up some stuff. Pretty much the shape of the house is pretty much done. Now I'm just going to go through and do the windows. And I'd like to try to recolor the windows prior, because going back and recoloring after you put them down is kind of time consuming. And I just would rather not to do it. So just going through, putting all the windows in. I do try to put a variety of windows just because different areas of the house just look better with different kinds of windows. So this house, I can't remember anything about it. I cannot tell you how many bedrooms. I cannot tell you how many bathrooms. I really can't tell you anything. I am pretty sure I went in and made the fireplace fireproof, so that should be fine. You should be okay. It shouldn't cause any fires for you or anything like that. So this house, basically, I'm kind of going with having these fenced in yards. It's going to be like a fenced community or fenced in community. And basically, like, what that means is all these backyards are going to be fenced in, but they're all going to be linked together by a park. So there's going to be a park behind this house. And in some houses, it's going to be on the side. Some of them, I think the park will be in the back. I'm not sure. I guess it all depends on the way the house is set up. The one house has the park, I believe, on the side of it. I've already built that house. So you might see it occasionally in the background. It doesn't render well. It, for whatever reason, the game isn't rendering it. Even though I tell it to render far distances, it just doesn't seem to. I don't know. It's I don't even remember what it's called. I built it a long time ago. If you watch my series, from the ground up series, it would be the house that the girl never does the laundry. There's laundry all over it. I mean, it's a disaster. That's the house. That is also in the same area as this one. That'll kind of give you a little bit of an idea of the location of the house. I didn't really do anything with the backyard because I suck at doing backyard landscaping. There's a swing, a teeter-totter, and I think that's it. I think I might even put a couple of chairs, but that's really about it. I just never think of, I don't know what to put in a yard. Yards aren't luxurious where I'm from. I mean, you have nice landscaping, but that's about it. There might be a play area, there may not be. But to have a full-fledged landscaped area just doesn't happen here. Not really. So I don't really do anything with it even now. But anyway, on to the subject of the house. Just doing the basic landscaping, just throwing a few different things in here and there. I prefer to have more greenery than flowers, so that's why I usually put in a bunch of the greenery and then I accent it. I guess you could say I accent it with the flowers. And I like using the white hydrangeas just because they look better. I don't really like the look of those purple ones or whatever color it is. So now you'll start seeing what I meant about having the L-shaped stairs. I do use them every now and then. They're a little bit tricky getting in because they always say there's something in the way. And I do like to add a little bit of wall just because I don't like not having, they're so empty underneath. I just don't like it. So I do try to include a wall. So in this case, they are half exposed, and I think it turned out pretty good. I used a half wall to kind of help, and then I used a plant to fill in the other area where the half wall did not fill it in, or the full-size wall. So I think it turned out pretty good. Looks like we have an eat-in kitchen, so there must not be any dining room. So the downstairs has the living room, the kitchen with the eat-in area, and a formal dining room. There is a laundry room. I don't think I put in a bathroom downstairs. Wait a minute. Maybe I did. You know what? I can't remember. Whatever I did is behind the staircase. But I think that's a laundry room. I don't think there's a bathroom on the first floor. But these are Sims. It's not like they have aching joints. It's not like the stairs honestly bother them. Even when they're like old and about ready to kick the bucket. They don't really seem to have a problem with stairs. So I guess it doesn't really matter if they can go upstairs or not. So, but anyway, just doing some under the cabinet or counter lighting, which can be a little bit tricky getting in because you really got to get your camera position just right to get them under there because it seems so dark underneath the counters this time that I don't know. The counters, I tried a couple of different designs. They just seemed really pukey, something or another. I don't know, the lighting was just really bad this time. I had a hard time choosing a counter color. So basically just using the same flooring as I used in the starter home that I just uploaded. I really like it, especially when you change the colors. It just looks, I don't know, it's kind of cozy looking. It does look nice. So went ahead and put in a bench seat in that bump out area there. Your Sims cannot sit on it. It's actually an end table, but I always make it look like it has fabric and it looks like a cushion for your Sims to sit on, but your Sims really cannot sit on it. I wish there was a way to get them to sit on it because that would be so neat, but you cannot. And then in this little area, just putting another table and some knick-knack things or whatever, because I doubt your Sims are going to be able to really reach it. So putting a phone or something over there probably wouldn't be a good idea. And of course, you know, just put in some more of my usual decorating. I tend to put rugs everywhere because it just, I don't know, it gives the illusion of being more cluttered. Because when you're looking down at the house or in the room and you see a big empty floor, it just, I don't know, adding rugs just makes it feel a little bit more cluttered. So I went ahead and tried to get that stupid towel rack there. I ended up cutting it out. You didn't actually see me do it. But when it acts like that in the corner of a wall, 2 walls, or whether it's a half wall or 2 full walls, you have to delete the wall you do not want it on, and then it'll snap into place. It just, I don't know why it does that, but that's what you have to do. And then got to put the wall back in and everything else. So I just had it cut out. Here's where I'm trying. In the little left corner there, I just put the plant there. But there was a small little gap where the half wall was not filling in the space where the stairs were at. So I was trying to figure out what could I put there to kind of cover it. So I went ahead and put this plant there, whatever it is. But the leaf happened to go right where that gap was. So that's why I put it there. So this is kind of like the formal entrance area, just a place where your Sims can go and sit and get their shoes on. I really wish we had a coat rack. Don't you ever just, like, you're decorating one of these entrance areas and wouldn't a coat rack just would be nice? I don't use custom content. I know they have coat racks in custom content because I used to have one back when I used to do custom content. But yeah, I wish there was a coat rack. I always want to use one. And for the longest time, after I deleted all my custom content, for the longest time, I swear there was a coat rack in there because I used it so much in like all my builds. But this is the living room. It's a pretty good size living room, so it kind of gets split up a little bit. You got the fireplace where your Sims can enjoy the fire, the heat of the fire and the looks, and then you got your little TV so they can watch TV. I think I even put like a small reading area. I can't really remember. I mean, I remember doing this build. I remember thinking, gosh, this living room is kind of big. And trying to decorate a living room this big, for me, kind of sucks. So, yeah, I can't even remember what all I did. I want to say I put a bookshelf in behind that couch on the right there by that wall, but can't remember. It was a bookshelf or a piano, but I want to say it's a bookshelf, but I can't remember. So I'm not sure what to talk about because I can't remember this build. And not a whole lot happens in my life. I mean, everything is going good. I mean, there's nothing really going on right now. I mean, I still feel really busy, but not so busy that I can't do a few things. I have been able to do a little bit more building, so I was able to get a few more houses out. I have a feeling, though, I'm probably going to have a gap again in between builds, that I'm just not going to get them out quite as quick. But at least I managed to get these 3 houses, this one, the starter home, and that mansion or luxury home or whatever you want to call it, done. And I've got that Build With Me series. So I'm trying to get some more of the building things done because they take me so long to do. And I don't have time. When I get home from work, by the time I get home and I get some supper, I really don't want to spend my hour or 2 building. Sometimes I do come in here and do a little bit, but I just don't really want to do it. I'd rather just sit on the couch and watch some TV or something than come in here and I don't know. I only get a couple hours after work before I need to get myself around for bed again because I have to get up early to go to work. So I only get a few hours, and them few hours seem to go so fast. I mean, by the time I get home, I usually relax for a few minutes. And then I grab myself something to eat. By the time I get that done and I've ate, I'm now down to like 4 hours before it's time to go to bed. And it's just like, I really don't have a lot of time. And when I do have stuff going on in the evening, then I really don't get anything done at all. Nothing whatsoever. So the weekends are about the only time I have to do any kind of building or voiceovers or any kind of videos. So if I happen to have something going on the weekend, that tends to make it where I don't really get a video out at all for that week. So I apologize if there are weeks, a week here and there where I don't get a build out at all. Probably because that weekend I just had stuff going and I was not able to get into the office and do a video. So, but here, just going ahead and getting the stairs recolored. I went ahead and did a little bit in this landing. I usually leave them go, but I decided to go ahead and put a little bit. So here is the bathroom. I still don't really remember the house. I can't remember. I think the master bedroom has its own bathroom too. So at least there's a separate. Oh, and that sink is a Worthington's basin. That is store content. I do use it quite often. So if you don't do store content, or maybe you only have a couple of items here and there, that sink would probably be a good one for you to get, because I do use it and it works really good in the corner. It looks like the sink is like built into the wall. I don't know. It looks good. And then you can use it in tight spaces and the Sims can get around it and they can still use it. And I just think it looks pretty nice. It does kind of glitch in the wall behind it. There are two walls that it's going through. It does kind of glitch. So if you can cover that with a piece of furniture or something, then you won't ever see it. And I think it looks pretty good. It looks pretty nice. So just kidding. There's other things in this house that glitch. Right there, you can see the stairwell for that staircase glitching through the wall. Really, EA? There's nothing we can do about that staircase. We can't change the railing. We can't do anything with it. You could at least made it where it didn't glitch through and go through the wall that on the upper floor. That was just dumb. Why would you do that? So I guess, there's other things in the game that glitch out too. So I guess it's not really that big of a deal if your sink kind of goes through the wall as well. So now we're moving on into the master bedroom here. I don't remember what color theme I went with. I know I changed the color. It's not green. Maybe it is green. You know what? I have no idea. I can't remember. Like I said, this one was a while ago. I haven't really built since I built these houses, and I did them all in like a week's time. So yeah, I don't remember what I did. So looks like I ended up going with a pink. I went with that one border on the wallpaper, whatever, and I used that kind of for my accent color. So anyway, sorry about that. I got a text and I was just getting it answered. Can't really talk and text at the same time. It's hard to say what you would end up texting if you were talking and trying to do that all at the same time. But I don't want to know what kind of words you'd end up putting in. Your sentence probably wouldn't make any sense whatsoever. So just another little area. Your Sims can sit on that little bench seat. I always arrange it to where it looks like it's kind of where you would face the mirror in the desk or the table. But I have the bench rotated. That's why I like using that one so much, because you can rotate it around and it doesn't look any different and your Sims can still sit there. And they do tend to sit there and read books. So it is kind of nice to use. So I ended up putting the couch there because it just kind of filled in. This bedroom was really odd shaped. It had a lot of corners, a lot of little areas. It just was a weird shaped. But that kind of happens when you build your house from the outside and then have to do the interior later. It tends to have sometimes interesting shaped rooms. So here's the master bedroom or master bathroom. I have tested it. So the tub does work. I did send my sim in there and test it. So, because honestly, I wasn't really too sure if it was, because I've never put two sinks right next to it, or two counters, I should say, right next to the tub like that. So it was something I had to test. Most of the time, I've done enough of this stuff to know pretty much where I can put stuff and where I can't. But every now and then I will do something a little bit different, kind of like this tub and sinks here, and I will not be 100% certain on whether or not it works. So that's kind of, you know, so that is tested. It does work. So this is going to be looks like a kid's room. I would say child's room. I kind of decorated it for a boy, but you can, you know, I don't usually care. I mean, in my series I'm doing, I'm sticking the boy in the purple room. I mean, I really don't care. I mean, I don't even think my Sims care, so. And the Sims are obviously colorblind. All they care about is they have a new house, or you put in new pieces of furniture, or redid the wall. I mean, that's really all they care about. So, I mean, I'm not too picky when it comes to the coloring, depending on, you know, what sim I put in there. I just don't take the time. So, but you can do, you know, if you want to change up the colors, go right ahead. I went ahead and put an accent wall brick there to kind of go with the brick on the outside of the house, just to kind of break it up a little bit, something a little bit different. And the sim can sit in that chair. It's another thing I believe I tested. And since these dormers with Sims, you really can't do a whole lot with them, I made a combined 3 end tables, or whatever they are, for the nightstand together to make kind of like one big one, even though that really wouldn't be realistic or very usable, but it fills up the space. So I went ahead and did that, just to kind of fill in the space a little bit. And just trying to stick as many toys and different little things here and there to try to make, you know, make it look like there's a child that, you know, stays in this room and they've put their little touches, you know, on their mess and stuff on the house or in the room. So make it, you know, make it their own. So, and then using this rug, I like this rug because you can kind of rearrange it or put it in, and they kind of fit together. So it kind of creates a different look when it comes to rugs. So that's kind of nice. I like using those in the kids' rooms, preferably, is kind of where I tend to put them. Can't forget the laundry basket, which obviously I must have. Had to go back to that room and do it. I prefer to do one room at a time. So I would prefer not to lose or forget something. So this room I struggled a little bit with decorating because everything just seemed, I don't know, seemed big. I wanted to go with more of a teenager room this time. So, you know, you'd have different things, you know, in the teenager's room. So, but yeah, when I am building, I prefer to be able to just leave my screen in one spot and just kind of decorate. I try not to move too much. Sometimes though I need to rearrange it because I just feel like I can have a better view if I move the camera a little bit. But I prefer not to have my camera moving a whole lot. I kind of work in one area of the room at a time, preferably, just because once you speed it up, it moves the camera so much when you're moving all over the place. So I try not to have it where my camera is moving a ton. I myself have a hard time watching a video where the camera moves all the time. So I would prefer to, you know, I don't want you guys to get motion sick or anything like that watching my videos. So I want you to keep coming back to my channel to watch more videos. If my videos made you motion sick, you would never come back. So, but yeah. So this ended up being kind of a purplish room. Usually what I do, I don't have in my mind one thing or another when it comes to color. I just pick a color and I go with it. If the color I chose ended up being green or ends up being yellow, I mean, that's what I go with. I really don't have a mindset at the beginning when I do this on whether or not it's going to be a boys' room, girls' room, whatever. Sometimes I try to do a neutral. I just don't, I don't really care. So I don't do anything on purpose when it comes to decorating certain colors. It's whatever I happen to do. Sometimes I'll find a piece of furniture that I want to put in the room and there'll be a color like in the luxury home, there was a dresser, and the dresser had these colors. It was like green and pink, I think it was. So I went with those colors. That wasn't what I was thinking to start with. It just kind of happened. But here we're going into the screenshot. So I hope you enjoyed. Any comments or suggestions are appreciated. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe and like button, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.